as like shouting from the sidelines would kind of be okay with you. And that's sick.
Also, too, fascism happens when liberal institutions collapse.
Yeah.
And like aiding and abetting this sort of fucking grotesquerie is, in my opinion, hastening fascism more than voting for Cornel West or a third party candidate would be. So it's like, I think it's at best it would be a lateral move.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's true either.
Yeah. I don't know. I'll see. I'm not completely sure who I'm going to vote for. I talked to Cenk Uygur for a little bit a couple of weeks ago, and he says I should vote for Biden, but I don't know, man. I go back and forth. I just think to myself, is that really worth it? Is that really worth having on your conscience?
Well, the other thing too about that shit that drives me insane is what was the feather in the cap of his fucking campaign? Yeah. Kids in cages at borders. You don't even hear anybody talk about that anymore. Nobody says a fucking word about that anymore.
They're still there.
You know why? Because it's gotten worse under him.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was supposed to be the bulwark that stops kids from getting locked up at the border in cages. And what happens?
Yeah.
The shit explodes under him. I don't want to hear that fucking shit. I hate all these motherfuckers. I'm just tired of that.
Yeah.
You had so many opportunities to write the course, and it's abundantly clear that you're not going to.
Yeah.
So good luck.
It just disappoints me that now people supposedly on the left say that Biden's like, the most progressive president since FDR. It's so clearly not true.
That's insane.
It just doesn't make any sense if you look at like the evidence. Like the only thing that he got passed was
I would say Dwight Eisenhower's more progressive.
He is significantly.
So get the fuck out of here with that.
I don't know. I don't know how to draw the political lines because they're people, who are at least nominally on the left who just say insane things. I mean, and clearly that if it were differently drawn up, that a certain number of them would really be like Republicans or moderate Republicans or something like that, which would be okay. I mean, that would be fine. And I almost like have more hope for just like ordinary people who may have voted for Trump, but who, because they're more detached from the power system, see things a little bit more clearly because like it impacts them more. And so I kind of almost have like more hope for working class people who might have voted for Trump to be able to see like through all this nonsense, because at least they have the possibility of saying, hey, like this completely screwed us over, and I'm not voting for this again. I'm talking about both Biden and Trump. That gives me a little bit of hope. The folks in Washington, D.C. and the suburbs, I don't have a whole lot of hope for them, but maybe. I have more people who haven't been as thoroughly inculcated into the power structure and the establishment than I do anybody who has any even tangential connection to it. So we'll see, man. We'll see. I just desperately hope that I think he's right, but I desperately hope that Terrence is going to be wrong about October of 2024.
Well, yeah, I don't know. Just want to be clear to of our deep state handlers that nobody's wishing death on the president.
No, that's very clear. But you see, you don't even need to go there. There's precedent. It's exactly what happened to Ruth Bader Ginsburg, for God's sake. It's happened within recent memory. Oh my gosh, like an elderly person in poor health, like in a very
high stress job. Who they could die. Who'd have thunk it?
Yeah, and completely overturn the political system. I mean, you don't have to go back to Paul von Hindenburg. I mean, it happened. It just happened to us. So anyway, I hope he's wrong, but again, that prediction scares the shit out of me, and we'll just have to see how it plays out. Again, we have been talking, and thank you for spending so long with us, to Tom Sexton of the Trillbilly Workers Party. And please go and check them out. go listen to their podcast, take a taste of it, and then subscribe on Patreon because it's worth it. And they cook up some awfully insightful and hilarious ideas, and I enjoy listening to them a couple of times a week. So, Tom, thank you so much for being with us today on Facepalm America.
You having me, man. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, and thank you, listener, for listening to Facepalm America. If you've enjoyed this conversation, please go to facepalmamerica.com, share a link for us out on social media, rate and review us on Apple Podcast, Spotify, other platforms where you can rate and review us. It helps spread the word. It helps grow the show. And as always, anytime you can call us or message us at 202-656-6271. This podcast was produced by Ace Elson and Rosabelle Hine. And until next time, enjoy the day.